4, 3, 2, 1.
Cool, everybody.
There we go.
Chris, bad Chris.
It's a new setup. Welcome everybody.
Yeah. Hope you like it. Welcome to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's our pop culture and sci-fi entertainment channel, brought to you by two guys that grew up watching 70s and 80s TV movies and cartoons. I'm New York Pete, and this is my buddy Chris, the Tipsy Toaster. Chris.
What up? Triple T here in the house. Well,
hope you guys
in this house.
In this house, yeah, the sci-fi house, of course.
In the ship, actually, we're broadcasting from the Com Tel Ship
from
that you just saw a minute ago. So.
Com Tel Ship
Got new digs. 14, we did a redo
Chris
of
Dykes
our...
and Chuck Davenport. Thank you guys. Very cool. So, Chris, we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, including, of course, Richard Hatch's book Armageddon. I'm working on a couple of there's some gaming stuff that I want to talk about. And we have Tiny Bean Tara waiting in the wings. So all you guys that are out there following us live, send us your chats, chat it up. Welcome to the usual crew. As I spot you, I'll call you out and thank you for being on. And
well, Pete, I just got something better for that. Watch this. You ready?
What do you got? Yeah.
I've been working at this.
Do it.
Ready?
Make it. Yes. Oh, awesome. That is so cool. Look at that, guys. So
now
as
we can see your chats live.
Yep.
On the air.
We can see it. You can see it on the air.
So new connections were made on the Com Tel Ship, and now we have some neat stuff. Hey, good day.
We got some cool stuff.
Chris.
So who's up? What do we got?
Okay, Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris is up. Yep, I see Chris and a bunch of the guys here. I got to make this bigger because otherwise I can't see it myself.
You want to make it bigger for you?
Yeah.
I can do that for you.
I'm like...
Wait a minute, but why are you looking there? You should be looking over on the other screen.
I am, and the other screen is just not that big, so...
You need a bigger screen.
I need to get a giant screen. That's what I'm going to do. I definitely going to get one.
You need
I'm going to get one the size... Yes.
32 inch.
Hey, those fonts are for you to use if you don't already have them. All right, cool. Thanks. Chris sent us over some stuff. Cool. Very, very cool. Baz from Down Under, thanks for watching live, guys. We're going to actually go to our traditional toast. We recognize all the fans. We appreciate you guys.
And we can have our toast with our fleet with us.
That's right. On board. So those are fleet messages. And yeah, way cool, guys. Thanks for being on. So, Chris, let's get the toast out of the way.
All right, well, ready to open first.
What do you got?
Oh,
what do you got?
I have a really good beer tonight. Ready?
Oh boy. Come on.
Where am I at? I can never find myself on the buttons. There I am. Hi. So, this is organic chocolate stout.
Whew. Oh boy.
And it is made in England, I believe.
Made in England?
Yep.
What?
Yorkshire. It's Samuel Smith's brews at a small traditional British brewery, the oldest brewery in Yorkshire.
Wow.
Brewed with water from the original brewery, well sunk in 1758. So that comes out of the well. Gently roasted organic chocolate, malt, and organic cocoa. This ale imparts delicious, smooth, and creamy character involving deep flavors, delightful finish, and is a perfect marriage, or I guess we should say a perfect joining, of satisfying stout, and luxurious chocolate that will lead to smiles and refills. Samuel Smith brews in traditional copper and uses Yorkshire squares for fermentation and ships every bottle from the brewery with great pride.
Nice. Very cool.
Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. Brought to you by Chris's Wallet.
Well done. Absolutely.
What do you got, Pete?
Well, I have cider, since you guys know that I enjoy a good cider. So this is Angry Orchard Hard Cider, old-fashioned. And this is a cocktail-style hard cider with notes of cherry, orange peel, and vanilla. So, there you go.
Interesting.
It tastes like a real cocktail. So, I picked those up over the weekend, and let's do this. Let's get them open, man. Come on.
Okay, hang on.
Ready?
Let me get on camera too. There we go.
Yep.
So I got my
Ready?
Star Trek.
Nice.
Flies to the Okay, ready?
Okay. Yep.
1, 2, 3. Just like the Enterprise is always broke.
Yeah, right? There we go. Boom.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
Oh, yeah?
Oh
Mine
my
smells good,
gosh.
too. Really?
Oh my gosh. I think I found a new favorite beer. Just opening it up smells like chocolate.
Mine's 6.5.
Oh,
Okay,
mine is...
let's do it.
Oh, hang on. What is my percentage on mine? Just out of curiosity.
27. 27.
It's here somewhere. Should be on the front, right? Because it's imported from England, they don't have to put it on there?
Oh, yeah, they do. Absolutely, they have to. Unless you got like a special one.
I don't think so. 355 milliliters, flavored product, blah, blah, blah. What the heck?
Okay, so I'm going to, while you do that, since you're trying to find yourself there, mister.
Ready?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm ready, man. Let's do this. Come on.
Dos, tres.
Okay. Boom.
Oh my gosh, it's dark.
Oh, it's good. Angry Orchard, New York. New York, baby.
Oh my.
John Van Gostein, David Alexander, Colin, and Chris Dykes, and Baz, and Jeff Walters, and Lola. All of you that are watching live, and everybody else that might be on the other side of the planet. This toast is for you guys. Thanks for tuning in live. And we're going to... Yep. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, that's for you. Thanks for tuning in with us. Thanks for, stopping in the middle of your furlon or between shifts, whichever you are, and finding that telecom place that you can watch the Interfleet broadcasting during these times of conflict and horrible times of war with the Cylons. May they win.
No.
Oh, no, we don't do that. That's probably why I have to report to HR after we're done.
Yeah, no kidding. Chris Laskowski from Down Under with Baz are on. I'd love to have a beer with Katie. Yes, Baz, we know.
Oh, hang on. Here you go.
We're well aware.
Here you go. Here's Katie for you. You can have a beer with her.
Lola says, found you guys. Yes, Lola. But John wants to know if your beer is warm. You're supposed to drink it warm,
Oh, it smells... It's cold, but it smells awesome. I don't think I could drink this warm. It's too thick.
Well, if it's British, they enjoy their beers.
Oh my,
room temperature.
So, anyways, thank you for joining us, fans. Feel the fleet, and we look forward to the broadcast tonight. It's a little different format, so we'll see how it works.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Here's to you guys. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Oh, mine tastes just like it reminds you of a cocktail.
I think I do have a new favorite stout, at least.
This is good. Bobby, thanks for joining us. Oh, my gosh. Sean, thanks for joining us, Sean. Oh my thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you tuning in. And then everybody that tunes in later on and watches us, in the repeat in syndication, thank you. We have some fans on from Brazil. So, Brazil, thank you for joining us, all you guys down there. Somebody's sent us to a chat. Why don't you come on over and chat it up here with us live, and join the group. So there you go. Hey, so tonight, we're gonna review, right? We're gonna review Richard Hatch, chapter
You got the
3.
hardback. I got the softback. I think I have a hardback.
Yeah, this one, Chris, I bought this when it came out. This is an original.
Is that the
buy
one that's
when it first
signed?
came out.
Do you have it signed?
No,
Oh,
no,
no, it's not signed.
no. This one's not signed. I wish it was, but no. I bought this online, and for mediocre modeler, and all the gamers out there, this is a 2017 edition of White Dwarf, the Ultimate Warhammer magazine. And so I am working on the McFarlane Primaris Space Marines. I was able to get some. They're big. They're like 7 inches, 8 inches tall, and they're.
Where'd you get them?
I got some of them that are blank. They're gray, and you paint them yourself. And then I got a couple others that I'm repainting them. So it's the first time that they ever had these outside of Bandai. So Bandai, everybody that does the gaming and stuff and collects figures knows that Bandai, the Japanese company, makes models, but they also came out with their own line of figures, but they're like $150 to $200 for one, and they're already painted. But McFarlane came out with their own line, and they're only $20, except that they didn't, they don't have all the different chapters or Space Marines represented because they're all the chapters of different colors. So I went ahead and I picked up a couple because I'm going to create an Imperial Fist, a Castellan of the Rift. He's like all green, the Iron Snakes, and the Necropolis Hawks. So
Lord,
as I
speaking
finish
German.
them,
I don't know any of those.
Well, these are. How would you know? You don't read or follow 40K, man.
No.
It's one of the best military sci-fi out there.
I read a lot, or listen to a lot of military sci-fi. Chris Fox and
you gotta start, man.
John Ringo and really good stuff.
Dan Abnett is one of the, he's up there as one of the top writers for the 40K world. And if you want to jump in, you should actually get the first Gaunt's Ghosts. So he's a commissar in the Imperium, and he is assigned to a Tanith, a world, and it's attacked and it's destroyed, but they're able to pull the Planetary Defense Force from the planet, and they're the only survivors of that planet as it's destroyed. And so that would be the best way for you to get into 40K, man. And then that's a regiment. That's like a regular military regiment, and they have commissars and stuff, and it's really cool, really cool stuff. So I know
the only thing I'm thinking of is the '80s song "Don't Commissar."
Commissar. That's right. I know John wants
commissars in town.
Yes, that's right. Well, anyway, so I do that. I am a big fan of Warhammer from the beginning, from the '80s. Judge Dredd. Oh yeah, Judge Dredd, Cannon Fodder, Judge Razors, and more. Absolutely, Baz. Yeah, 2000 AD comics were good, gritty, warrior, and horrific. They just came out with a special, Baz. It's like an anniversary special, and they compiled a whole bunch of the history of, and they're releasing it now as a book, 2000 AD. Carl Cullenschmidt. Hey Carl, thanks for joining us live. Hello all, Carl in the house. Thank you, sir. Love the artwork, absolutely, for 2000 AD. So yeah, man. We represent all kinds of stuff, right, Chris? I mean, Chris and I, Chris, we were talking about some crazy stuff before on Alien Nation and V and books. So before we get into topic, because we're going to do a comic book tonight and we're going to do the book, let's have Tiny Bean Tara come in and let's have some fun, man.
All right, why don't you locate her? Her shuttle did dock.
Yes, and she's somewhere on the ship. Somewhere on the ship she is.
Give me a second. Let's see if I can find her.
Yeah, she's got to be there. You got to find her.
Let's send she's in the green room right now. Hang on.
Minions.
Give me a second.
Minions.
There she is. All right, there we go. There she is.
Hey, Tiny Bean Tara.
How we doing, guys?
All right.
Yeah, I'm always in the green room, so you know where to find me.
Well, it's a brand new green room on our our
our
ship.
end.
So yeah,
So we're getting all fancy.
yeah, they just redid the
Fancy.
entire ship for us. I mean, we had, they built part of the things on the outside, so we now have our own little space in the Com Tel ship now. So thanks for coming on over from. You were probably over on the Rising Star, knowing you party animal.
Yeah, well. I was hanging out with my friend
course.
Lola. Hi, Lola.
Oh yeah, woo! All right. So, Tara, tell us what's going on, man. You got a bunch. You got some slides and you got some stories. So why don't you jump in?
Yeah. There's lots of ground to cover tonight, guys. A lot of updates on a lot of things that we've been following.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna jump right in.
So
Picard Season 2.
Give me a second.
Oh.
I gotta fix that. Yeah, go figure. It came in as a automatic.
It's a fat finger syndrome.
No,
He's
it
wearing
came in
his
as an
silent
automatic
gloves,
change.
and the gloves are touching too many buttons.
Oh no.
Came in as an automatic change. I have to fix it. So. Uno
But there's
momento,
chocolate
por
Stout in
favore.
the world, and that makes it all better.
Oh
There
yeah,
we go.
it's
Move that over
cool.
there. And then we'll go back to that. And then now we are ready to find where you went. There you are. There we go. Now we're ready. All right.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So
Take two. Ready? Take two. Next. Okay.
Let's kick off with Picard Season 2, guys. It is ready right around the corner. It is going to start March 3rd. And I cannot think of a better reason to try Paramount Plus as a free trial, which they are offering right now. So go get on that if you haven't already. Now, I really, really enjoyed Season 1. I know we talked about it a lot. And this season, they're bringing back my John Delancey's Q. And to me, that's like putting Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty back together. So I am all in on that. Now, some of the greatest news I've had all week is that Netflix has officially released the start date for the final half of the last season of Ozark. So, oh yeah, those remaining episodes will hit Friday, April 29th. I fully anticipate that I will be spending that weekend binging the show and probably weeping. But
Is this the final end of the show?
This is
like...
the final. This is it.
Jason Bateman doesn't want to do anymore, huh?
I don't know that it was up to him really, but I think they from what I understand is that they wanted it to be a closed thing, that it didn't go on forever. Because clearly a story like that, it can't really go on forever. Something's got to give.
He could get, the daughter could take over something a couple years later and then...
Listen, I would not be surprised if there winds up being a spinoff or two in the future, because it is so hugely popular. And I honestly cannot tell you how it's going to end. I have no clue. They have surprised me every week. So I'm like, okay, I can say I cannot see them living through it.
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking. So
spoiler alert, they may die.
And this is not like
you heard it here first on IFB.
My idea here. So
predictions.
You heard it first on IFB.
I can't believe that Marty is still alive at this point anyway. So really,
so we'll his wife hasn't killed him.
Exactly. Yeah, And if you've seen the latest trailer, which they dropped with the announcement of the new date, it's all Ruth talking in the trailer, and boy, I think they got to worry about her a lot, because I think if anybody is going to put the bullet in Marty, it's going to be Ruth.
Oh boy.
So we'll see. I don't want to give anything away that I don't really know anything yet, but
we have predictions.
Be so good. I have predictions, and I will be waiting.
I love it. Love it.
And now, last but not least, we have a final trailer for Stranger Things Season 4, and a la Ozark, their season is splitting into 2 parts as well. So the first half of that is going to hit May 27th, and then the rest is going to hit July 1st. So, which is great, because there's not a huge amount of time between both halves. So that's cool. And while it may feel like right now there's not a lot going on, but you can see there is surely a heck of a lot to look forward to. And now, in the meantime, I have just started a really cool show that somehow the even existence of this show flew under my radar.
Oh,
Like
there we
the
go.
day it dropped, I heard about it and I went, oh, let me find this. I'm talking about this unnerving sci-fi drama called Severance. It's available on Apple TV Plus. Now, this one will hit home with anyone who has worked a 9 to 5, in an office especially. Now, imagine, if you will, a future where your job could require you to undergo a controversial surgical procedure called severance, where your brain and your life is literally split into two parts. There is a work you and a home you, and those two parts never meet. Now, during your 8-hour workday, you know nothing of the person you are outside of the office. And when you are outside the office, you have no knowledge of what you do at work. This company, Lumon, is this big mystery. It's very Wayland Core from Alien. And what exactly is the work they're doing? No one seems to know, even when they are working. Everything is just sorting numbers on a computer. It kind of puts me in mind of Ender's Game, but I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Now, Ben Stiller directs this, and I have really come to respect his work. He leads a star-studded cast here. It's led by a subdued and absolutely heartbreaking Adam Scott, with strong supporting roles played by the likes of John Turturro, Patricia Arquette, and even Christopher Walken. I gobbled up the first 2 episodes, and I cannot wait for more. Third one just dropped, so I'll be catching that later tonight. This show is really good. The attention to detail is fabulous, and I was not prepared by how fully unnerving the experience of watching this show is. There's a stark visual aesthetic of the office, with a very kind of Black Mirror feel. There's also a level of poignancy that I can hardly explain and did not expect. One character, for example, likes to pretend that their unknown computer work is helping to save the oceans. And then one character asks, do I have a family outside of here? And is told, you'll never know. Really thought-provoking.
Whoa.
Really, really good. Really
Don't let the government
well
find
done.
out about that thing. It's going to happen.
Right?
I know. I work for them, so.
And I'll tell you, I do not know where this is going to land, but I am all in for the ride, and I really hope some of you will join me, because I'd love to talk to people about this one.
Yeah. CIA is
So
taking
check that
notes.
out. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
The eyes are everywhere.
Cool.
All right, and now I think, Pete, it is time that we can chat Book of Boba Fett. I mean, we're, I think, freely beyond the spoiler window, so we can talk, right?
Yeah.
So what do you say, guys? Are you all caught up out there?
No.
I hope. No.
Yes. Yes.
Friends.
Chris.
No.
Yeah, Chris is
I'm okay.
Come on, Chris.
Last episode I watched was the little guy showed up to in the plane.
Right. And he had a choice to make, right?
Yeah.
I remember
and he made the choice. And in the last episode I saw, he flew in and he made the choice. So
made the choice.
That's it. Now that was the last episode, so that means you are caught up.
Oh, I didn't know it was the last one.
That's it. Yeah, that's the last one.
That's it.
I didn't think it ended very well then.
Look, the bottom line.
Oh no.
The bottom line for me is that the Mandalorian came back and energized the show, the series. Right? I mean, Boba Fett, they kind of cleaned him up too much. They weakened the character, in my opinion.
Made him old.
I don't know. No, man, that's no excuse.
Happens to
Yeah.
the
That's
best
an
of us.
It made him
Chris.
old. I mean, he put him in the little glass chamber because he's old and hurt.
All the time.
All the time.
I don't know.
All the time.
Look, I'm glad they got we got to see some of it, but I was slightly disappointed, to be honest. Love sci-fi, love Boba Fett, but I expected just a little bit more, guys. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted it. Obviously, we've talked about this, and this came up. I think we discussed it a little bit last time as well, and we said that obviously you don't want to make Boba Fett the same as Mandalorian. You want to keep Mandalorian on a pedestal, and they did that, of course. But at the expense, in my opinion, of Boba Fett. That's, come on, man. Give me you can't give me a strong Boba Fett without the fear of taking something away from the Mandalorian. I think that's I don't know. I think that's cockeyed. That's my opinion. I grew up with Boba Fett, The Empire Strikes Back. Chris is, this awesome, character. And I don't know. I was a little let down, Tara. I wanted a stronger Boba Fett. That's what I wanted.
I hear you. And then he came out riding a Rancor. So
Yes.
I don't know that you can get much stronger than that.
That's true. That's true.
Impressive.
It's like
So big ugly dog.
I want one.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a pit
so
bull with
that
broken
was-
teeth.
That was, it was kind of cool. Like these little, they gave him like these constant little redeeming, chips. It's like you're constantly giving him something to kind of like make him a little bit more, keep him going.
Carl said the Bantha tank.
Yeah, the Bantha tank. It's like, I don't know.
I love it.
It was good. It was good. Not great.
Mhm.
I'm glad the Mandalorian came back. So the Mandalorian is cool. I felt bad for Luke Skywalker. Right? Luke Skywalker. He's a failed Master Jedi. Right? He's not. Right? We know what happens to the Academy.
He should be used to. He did the same thing to Yoda.
Yeah.
Exact same thing to Yoda.
he walked out on
which
Yoda,
when I
right?
saw that part of it, I was like, "Wow, we can't come up with something new. We just have to recycle." I guess it worked good the first time. Let's recycle it the second time. That's Star Wars. That's Star Wars always. That's Star Wars every single time. So you know what?
Yeah.
What did we do last time that worked? Let's do that again, but use different characters.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
I don't know. By the way, Tara, I want you to give us your opinion. But before you do that, Baz, good day from Canberra, Tara, and gotta go, blokes and Sheilas. Mind the clock.
He left a little while ago. Thank you.
FYI, I have the RCS on the Viper all worked out now.
I want to see that.
Just raising funds now to go buy all the hardware. I'll keep you posted. Baz out.
Yeah.
So
he bought all those.
We got to talk to him about that.
He's got the air things for the little different.
Yeah. Well, he says he's raising funds, so maybe we should talk to him about whether or not he's got a Kickstarter or what he's doing.
I don't know.
So
I don't think he likes Kickstarters. When the last time we talked to him, but we can always check.
Yeah, but maybe he's got a GoFundMe or something. Let's see what he's up to.
Usually he likes to, because I think we mentioned that during his interview, and he's like, "Nah, I raise my own funds." He says,
so I wonder what,
because he doesn't know when it's ever going to be done, and he doesn't know when it's going to be.
Yeah.
So
Mediocre Modeler says Lola and Tara parting on the Rising Star. Next round's on me. All right, Mediocre Modeler.
Well, actually, that leads into a little bit of the book tonight too. By the way, there's a little bit of a partying going on.
So Tara, what was your overall take on the Book of Boba Fett? What was how did you feel about it?
I'm in your camp a bit. I think I enjoyed the nostalgia of it a lot, and they certainly Jon Favreau really knows how to push those buttons.
He does,
and I think that was remarkable. We had talked last time too about when we were talking about Grogu's choice, and I knew he was gonna pick what he picked, and I said there was a moment in that last episode before the finale that I think gave it away, and I think it was the moment where Luke regresses him into, remember, he has his memory of what he can remember before he got there, and it was the Jedis that were protecting him as a baby, like fighting to their death, and the last visual that they show of that is a lightsaber falling out of someone's hand and just rolling. And Grogu's eyes are on this lightsaber. So I thought of that and I went, oh my gosh. So he sees a lightsaber and he sees defeat. And
wow,
I'm
that's
like,
pretty cool. Yeah.
He's looking at a lightsaber and a mail, the chain mail of the Mandalorian that protected him and took care of him.
Yeah.
The choice is obvious.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so that was cool. My take on that, and I thought that was really cool. And I feel you're totally right, Pete. Though it's like the Mandalorian is the star. The Mandalorian took over, and is nothing against Boba Fett as a character or anything, but that's got the momentum behind it.
I think he's sold like us.
I think in my opinion, they ruined the storyline when they put Boba Fett in there. I think if he wanted to keep these two stories separate, I mean, you can have a crossover, but it seemed like more than a crossover. This seems like he took over because he was in more than, you have 1 or 2 episodes maybe, but I think he's been in like 4 or 3 or 4.
Oh yeah,
and it's just
like
way
once
too
he showed
many.
up,
If you want to do a crossover, it's like, and maybe they're foreshadowing, saying, "Hey, there's not going to be a next season." I don't know if they've said anything about seasons on that yet or not, but maybe they're foreshadowing, saying, "Hey, this is a nice side story. Let's get back to the moneymaker."
There
Yes.
wasn't a post credits sequence that was like really short, and I
Yes.
really have to look at it again like 5 or 6 dozen times to figure out where they're going with that. And I haven't looked into it yet, so there will definitely be more, but I don't know where they're going. Are they gonna abandon this whole storyline and go somewhere completely different? I don't know. I feel like there's so many stories to tell, and they have so many other things up in the air. I mean, we've got Obi-Wan is right around the corner, and there's so many other projects going on. It's like, how many of these can they do at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. But they're gonna.
You know
flood
what
it
they're
just
missing,
like Star
though?
Trek.
Mhm.
They're missing. Yeah,
They're
Bring it up.
missing
Do it. Bam.
Jar Jar.
Oh boy, that's George Lucas's favorite character.
That's it.
George
This
Lucas.
needs to be the
George
next
Lucas,
offshoot.
George Lucas.
Jar Jar.
That's his favorite character, man. He made that guy and he fought for him.
Yep.
And
George
they
Lucas
told him
loved
no,
this
and
guy.
he was like, yes. They're like, no. Anybody, you know that anybody that said no at some point ended up getting dismissed and fired from Lucas.
No.
Yeah. That character, the
Interesting.
way he is, that's George
like Jar
Lucas.
Jar? You fired.
Yeah, you gone. You bye-bye. You know, like Jar Jar, bye-bye. So there's something interesting that I
The
I
Book
couldn't
of Jar
pick up
Jar.
on.
That's the next one.
When we were watching
The
like you said,
Encyclopedia
the
of Jar
choices.
Jar. There's no book.
There's no book, but there's there was a thing about Jeff Walters brought this up, and I want to, because this was in the back of my head, and I didn't want to do the research to find out, because there was a hint in the movies when Luke Skywalker in the last movie or second to last was saying something about his nephew. His nephew was the last was his first Padawan, so we knew then that he wasn't going to be Grogu. So if you paid attention in the movie,
Good point.
you'd know. And I couldn't grasp it, but Jeff Walters brought it up, so that was cool. And then
Nicely
Carl
done,
says,
Jeff.
yes, thanks, Jeff. Carl says the biker gang's cycles
Jar Jar.
look like something I rode when I was 5 at the amusement parks. I guess that's what they want to invoke. They want to try to bring that, that idea of when you're a kid. So
And they've caught some really HE double hockey sticks on that one. Hey, nobody likes those bike guys.
Nope,
Yeah, which
not at
which
all.
is a shame.
Not at
Because,
all.
I mean, I think that the Star Wars universe is wide enough to allow for all these different
Yeah,
kinds.
I agree.
So
Yuppies.
I'm like, why
Star
do we have
Wars
to be all
yuppies.
angry about that?
Like
That's what it looked like to me. That
we
we have to go to the yuppie crowd. All right, so
Yeah.
yuppies,
I
they
gotta
like the
agree with that.
scooters and they like the tight pants, ankles where they we need to, let's get with them. So we have to.
no.
We're not getting
Nope.
enough of money from that category of personnel, so we need to get that category of personnel in there. So we're looking for the tight pant thing, the skin tight things and skinny jeans and
Slim
Vespas
jeans,
and
Yeah.
the only thing they didn't put in there was a Starbucks. So I was suspecting that they were going to have some kind of coffee maker thing in there. They
that
walk
would've
in
been
and go,
perfect.
we have better coffee over here. And,
Yeah.
give me a soy latte / bantha milk froth, light,
All right.
something on there,
Well,
And I don't know,
mediocre
man,
modeler. Tara, let me just get this out there real
Yeah, yeah.
quick. At least we got the true story about Boba Fett getting out of the Rancor pit. Agreed.
Yes.
Go ahead, Tara.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, please?
Yeah. I think
Yes.
so.
I can't watch any of these Star Wars shows, and it doesn't matter how old I get, without thinking, oh, that's going to make a great toy.
The bikes, little bikes.
The bikes.
Little
I'm like,
bikes.
those bikes would
It'll be under the
great.
chair, under the tree for Christmas this year.
Yes, we'd all be fighting over
Radio
it.
controlled
So-
ones, little radio controlled bikes will be.
And we can get them to fly now. Yeah, yeah.
And then
yeah.
you
And
get
the
little
Rancor.
extra
Oh
different
my
skinny
gosh, I
jeans
love
for the
that.
guy and everything else that
The
comes with it.
Rancor's cool. They did. You know, Tara, they had a Rancor. I believe it came with one of the sets.
Oh yeah, from Jedi. I think it was the Jabba
Yeah.
the Hutt palace
Palace.
thing that they
Yeah.
had set up.
Yeah.
But now I think if they made him, he would have to be the size of like the original Alien doll. You know,
I like
to
I like
be
Carl's
scaled.
comment. You see Carl's comment?
What do we got?
There we go.
Where is it?
The bike gangs were to the mods. Jar Jar coffee stand. Me so love coffee.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Mediocre Modeler said it, a nod to the mod scooter gang movement in the 70s. Thanks. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, you know what they
So
ought to bring
cool.
back, though, and that's the case, then they need to bring back the conversion vans with the big paints on the side with the moon window. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're going to go
right.
that far back and get the scooters. Let's go all the way. Oh, now I got that song.
See,
Let's go all the way.
There's a
Let's go
famous
all the way.
Battlestar
Let's go all the
Galactica
way.
van like that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the
Oh.
pictures of that one.
You've seen the pictures of it, yeah. It was like one of the first people to ever do like a mural
Mural on
of
the
like
side.
a movie thing on the side of it, and it was a Battlestar Galactica, and it was in newspapers. He got a little notoriety, and then he was one of the groundbreakers, and I remember seeing that in newspapers, and I was like, holy crap. So one day I'm gonna bring out my old Galactica scrapbook and share some of the stuff with you guys. So I'll make some slides, Chris, and I'll
Yeah,
share
we can do
some
that.
of my scrapbook stuff. Yeah, I just thought of that. That's pretty cool. So Tara, what else? Oh, you know what I wanted to mention was I got to watch 2 episodes while I was on a flight, and it was Apple TV. It was epic. It was like this big epic thing, and it was one of the Asimov series that was out there.
Foundation.
Foundation?
So I watched 2
yes.
episodes of Foundation, and
What do you
it's
think?
it's like, yeah, it's interesting.
It's
It's interesting,
Asimov.
but if I had a choice, I definitely would just watch Dune, right? It's
Yeah.
it's long, it's drawn out, it's really, heady, and I mean it's sci-fi, right? I mean, hey, if we had a
Yeah.
choice to just sit and watch sci-fi, man, I'm good with that. I'm just saying, there's so much out there and we can get to choose and we're comparing and stuff. So it was pretty good. It was 2 episodes that I got to see, and would I go out and pay for Apple TV just to watch it? The answer is no.
Mm.
So
Agreed.
not
Agreed.
I'd buy
They
Hulu
have a
before
lot
I'd
of
buy
other
Apple.
cool stuff.
I'd buy Hulu
Oh,
before
yeah.
I buy Apple Plus.
Yeah, Dune though, Dune.
Yep.
Dune, I would definitely,
Dune.
if I had to subscribe for anything, it would definitely be like a Dune service.
Yeah. Well, Pete,
let's
if you
see.
still have it, definitely check out that Severance I was telling you about.
Okay, cool.
That's
Okay.
worth it. Yeah, and it's dropping, old school 1 episode a week. So
Oh wow.
it's so they
No binge
they
watching.
dropped the
What the
first
heck?
2.
Yeah, no binge watching.
Exactly.
All right, that's very
So
cool. Then
I think, but I think, it makes you wonder why they do certain things. So, like, for instance, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows that they put out. They dumped it all in one shot, and then canceled it a week later or 2 weeks later.
Which is kind
I was
of
like,
crazy, right?
you didn't
It's
give
Netflix,
people
right?
enough time.
Netflix does
Yeah,
that.
you can get people enough time to
Yeah.
watch the darn thing.
Yeah.
And then
What the heck?
Another Life.
They just
They just
I was just
canceled
gonna say,
Another
they
Life.
just canceled Another Life. They dropped the second season
Well,
and then went.
It would
okay,
be a
no
real
more.
hard one to keep going, anyways. But still, it had a good finale type ending on it. I'll admit to it. But I really liked the show. It was really imaginative. I think it was fun.
Yeah.
It was it was good sci-fi type things. It wasn't wasn't this dark or as most some of the other ones that you see on other ones. But she's probably going to be concentrating on her character and whatever the heck her name is. Kylo, it's not Kylo Ren. I don't even know what her Boba thing. Boba girl.
Yeah.
Mando girl, whatever her name is.
Nando girl. Exactly. I don't know her name.
What's her
Doesn't
name?
matter.
I don't even know her name.
She's just
Nobody knows her
amazing, no
name.
matter
It's
what. Who needs to know?
Yeah.
She badass. That's all I need.
But yeah, so I think
Oh.
you always wonder, do they flood it and then wait to see how many hits they get in the first week and then say, we're going to cancel this one?
It's probably what
Or
happens.
do they put them in one at a time, and do they get more metrics behind the one at a time one than they do when they flood it? Somebody's making money on that.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan?
Her name is Bo-Katan.
I thought that was an island.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
Boca
You gotta get with the
Raton.
program,
Oh.
man. You gotta get with the
Boca
program,
Raton,
dude.
Florida. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So Colin says there was a Star Wars Episode 4 van in Seattle like that, but my photos were not so great. Yeah, man, isn't that something? When you used to take pictures, like we know about.
You didn't know if it was a good picture or not until it got developed.
Yeah. Yeah, then it's like it comes back. It's like, oh man, that didn't come out. I wanted to, yeah. I know that feeling. Yeah, I get you, buddy. I get you. Thanks for watching and tuning in with us, Colin. Appreciate it.
Boca
So
Raton. That's how I'm going to remember that name now.
yeah, of course you are. You better. Oh, by the way, Chris, The Expanse, Tara, did you watch The Expanse?
I did a little, but I am
I'm listening to the last book. The books are a lot different than the movies. They're well worth the listen. There are a number of them, but they really have a great character development. And this last book was mind-bending, and I'm right at the last. I think I'm on the last 30 minutes of it. It's a good ending because they said this is their last book. It's a good ending to the story.
Tara, you should watch The Expanse. It's really good sci-fi.
Definitely.
I mean, like hands down.
It's
it gets
real
better and
sci-fi.
better.
It's like
it is. It's really good stuff.
It's based in science.
However, the co-author of The Expanse, he just released his own series.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a medieval fantasy type of, I think, I hate to say, but it sounded like a little bit like a Lord of the Rings type of thing. So
cool.
I don't know. So he's using he's using his creds for that. So he's that's where he is at, and he just released that. So hey Karen, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Karen from Florida is watching.
Boca Raton?
No, I don't think she's in Boca. No.
I hear that's where Katie's at. At least that's where her character's acting from. So
good evening, all. Good evening to you, Karen. Thanks for tuning in. Say hello to everybody there watching with us, Karen. Appreciate it. What did you think of Sweet Tooth? I actually liked it. Yeah, Chris, Sweet Tooth.
Thank you. I loved that.
It was
my
very
favorite.
slow to start with, but after the first 3 episodes, then it took off. But it was a real grind to get through the first 2 to 3 episodes. I was like, I'm not gonna make it through this. And this, I had that was the feeling I had when I watched Waste of Time.
No, man, I disagree. I enjoyed Tara. I don't know if you enjoyed or how much you enjoyed The Wheel of Time.
Did.
I loved it.
I
liked it a lot.
I did.
Yes,
I wouldn't say that I loved it, but I did like it, and I totally see where Chris is coming from and what he's saying. Because there were times where I was like, "Oh, snore!"
It's a waste of time.
But then it goes boom. It was really something.
It wasn't enough boom moments for me to keep going. I think I quit after the first 4 episodes. I was like,
yeah, I saw the whole thing. I stuck it out. I really enjoyed it. But there's nothing wrong with just mixing it up a little bit. So Tara, we appreciate you coming on, and hope you had a good time as usual, bringing us all the inside information from your corner of the universe, your corner of the ship now. Com Tel 14 IFB ship. So I'm with Triple T all the way, Jeff. Yep, we got that. But so looking forward to the next one, Tara. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And
thank you.
Cool.
So go check out your quarters. They're brand new.
Yeah. Excellent.
The paint's still drying in there, but it looks a whole lot like the quarters you're in right now. As a matter of fact, I think we just redid it, the green room redone.
Yes,
so
we did that's right.
And then when we get done here, we have to wait for another week before we do another broadcast. You'll be back in 2 weeks, I think. So you got furlon next week. So you're on furlon next week. So you might want to catch a triad game or something. Let us know how to do it.
I'll be hanging with Lola at the bar, mediocre modeler. We'll be having a good time.
If I know you two, you'll be looking at the guys playing triad with the little tiny pant things on.
Awesome. Awesome.
Amazing.
All good.
All right, you guys have a fabulous night and fabulous week, and I will see you all soon.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tara. You take
All
care.
right.
Stay safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, cool. All right, so we caught up with a whole bunch of stuff, which is, I always look forward to
Catch
hearing
up with the fans here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Lola, oh yeah, I'm with Triple T. Yeah, cool. So yeah, man, it's always fun. Look, not everybody, we don't all agree with everything, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the beauty of mixing this up. Right? We've always said, like, there's certain things that bind us, and then there's other shows that, either I like a little bit more or Chris does. Like we've said before, Chris is a big V fan. I am a Planet of the Apes fan. Right? So there's
I like the new Planet of the Apes. The old one's pretty good too, but
yeah, I'm stuck with the old one.
All right, here's one
man.
for you. Let's see where you fall on this one. Zardoz.
I've watched it more than once. I think I've actually watched it
then
3
you're
times.
So Zardoz is not that bad.
It's really bizarre, and there's a really good story behind it.
Oh yeah, it's a really good story.
Oh yeah. So how they got Sean Connery, the director, the problems. There was a lot of stuff going on. I thought the concept, the whole psychedelic thing always turned me off, but the story behind it was really cool. I kind of like the story, so I had to look beyond the psychedelic part of it. Lola says,
Is Lola leaving us? Good night.
Good night, Lola. Thanks for tuning. Carl says liked it, of course. Thank you. Yes. All right. What else you got for me, Chris?
Damn dirty apes.
Damn dirty. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
Well, it's better than what they said in Zardoz, which is the is good. The is bad. It shoots the seed. You remember that part of it?
Wow. No, it's been a while, dude.
Oh, I have to rewatch it.
I haven't seen it in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Speaking of Planet of the Apes, the original
no,
author.
She's staying. I thought you were leaving, Lola. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Either that or she's not Lola. There and she's just saying no here.
Okay, cool.
She's no here.
No, she's there. Cool. No, she's there.
She's there.
So the original Planet of the Apes, the book, was written by a French.
The book was amazing. Now, the audio book was even better, but
yes. Do you know, Chris, that
I think that's free on Amazon. If you have Amazon and you sign up, if you have the Amazon Audible, I think if you have an Audible subscription where you get so many credits a month or whatever else, there's a number of books free. That's how I got that book, and it's
good. Well,
perfect.
Guess what? He wrote but never published the second part.
And where is it?
They're working on it. It's going to be released, and it
Cool.
picks up right at the very end. That weird ending. It picks up like right from there and goes on.
The bottle with the thing in it, the note in it.
It's very cool, very cool. So I was like, whoa, yeah, another crazy find that they're actually working on.
That was a good night to Tara. She says, okay, we got it now.
Oh, good night to Tara. Okay, thank you, Lola. Appreciate that. And we're also working, Chris. We're working on our convention list. So
yes.
we're trying to figure out where it is that we're going to go. And again, we're
where
trying
are we
to get to
go?
Florida.
What are we going to do?
Yeah, we're trying to get to Florida.
What can we afford?
Oh boy. So that's in the works. In the meantime, we do have a whole bunch of guests coming. As a matter of fact, I did want to point out the fact that Sean Shallow, who is the admin and founder of Battlestar Bulletin Board, he was flying. So he was in the airport and he got on. He goes, I couldn't miss the opening of IFB, and let's see, where is it? It was a little while ago, but Sean, thanks for tuning in, even though it's just a little bit. He just put something up, said I had to get on, even though I'm boarding a flight. And greetings, about to board a flight, but couldn't miss the toast.
There you go.
Thanks, Sean. Really appreciate it. But Chris, there's something about a lot of people, a lot of the followers that are into the books, the stories, the Battlestar Galactica, and all, especially the original. You should know that Sean and others, including Lola, have actually written fan fiction. And Sean wrote, I think, a trilogy. Yes. And he just came up with another book, and he just put it out there. I mean, these are PDFs; they're all free, And so we're going to have Sean on, and we're going to discuss the stories. We're going to discuss, his writing of these stories himself. And they go back, like some of the first one, I think he wrote like Chris, like 20 years ago or something like that. And so now this one that you just put up, he just dropped it. So that's really cool. So Sean's coming on, and we also have a bunch of other people. We have some prop Hollywood professionals.
I just rescheduled him, so we're good.
Okay. We also have Star Trek Farragut.
Farragut Forward. So they're crowdfunding. If you get a chance, check them out. Farragut Forward. I'll see if I can bring it up. They're crowdfunding a new video, and they create fan videos. And I don't know. I don't think we can play it because we'll have to ask them first. But
yes, we gotta ask.
Yeah, the trailer, the lighting, and
it's really good.
It's pro quality. You look at the lighting and but just the trailer for their crowdfunding is. I was like, whoa, that's good.
I actually, when you told me about them, I looked them up and I saw that they did some crowdfunding for the what is it, the maroon uniforms from the Wrath of Khan, right? Yeah. They actually had those specifically made for them, and they look.
And I've been to the set down in the set's in Kingsland, Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
And they have a Farragut Fest down there. They used to. I don't know if they do it anymore.
Really?
But you would go down there, and they had a Star Trek festival type thing, and you could tour the set while you were down there. You could go in and see, the transporter and the doctor's quarters and Kirk's quarters, and you get to sit on the bridge. And I got a picture of myself on the bridge doing the thing.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. As a matter of fact, we also have, let's see, Jeff Walters. Well, Jeff, we have a date for Gary. So thank you for sending up the information.
We have a date.
And helping us out with that.
We haven't heard back from him quite yet, so I don't want to say it's locked in, but it's 99.9% good.
Right, correct. So we have a date for Gary. And so he'll be coming on.
And by the way, if anybody doesn't know who Gary is the Detective Sykes on Alien Nation, which I just finished. So you go to YouTube and watch the TV movies. So they had the whole series, which is like 24 episodes. Sounds familiar, like Battlestar Galactica, which was a really big series. That was series back then. When you had a series of shows, there was more than 6 or 8 like they do now for like The Mandalorian and everybody else. Oh yeah, this season's only 8 episodes. That's not even. Yeah, that's like a third of what we normally get by like Battlestar Galactica and everything else. So, but it's they did a whole 22, 23 episodes, and then they did TV movies. Watching the TV movies and watching the show, I think they're far ahead of their time. I mean, if you could bring. Oh yeah. I think you could bring that one back.
Yeah.
But I found something really funny, and I'm going to go off on my Alien Nation kick right now.
Go ahead, man. You should focus up on yourself there, Chris.
Well, I can. I'm
yourself
kind of like seeing everybody's pops up there, but so my Alien Nation kick would be, it's a great show. It was interesting. It kind of reminded me a little bit of V and everything else. But I searched Facebook, and there's not a single Facebook group for Alien Nation.
That sucks, man.
I mean, there's like 30 or 40 Facebook groups for Battlestar Galactica. Easy. That's new and old. There's V groups. There's V costuming groups. There's not a single one that I can find that was for Alien Nation. They have a page.
A shame, Chris.
They have a page, but they don't have a single group. I was like, I don't have the time to start a group, but that would be. I just could not get. I just can't get over that. Why wouldn't you start a group?
No,
why wouldn't you have a bunch of people that like the show that you'd think they would tune in and watch or tune in and chat in and everything else? But I can't believe there's not a single one.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Blown away.
Yeah. He was also in Star Trek Enterprise,
Yes.
and he was a recurring character, co-star on that.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you know,
Vulcan.
Carl said Red Death of the Planet of the Apes 2018 by Andrew Gasca. Yes, I met Andrew Gasca at New York Comic Con when he released the first one he did. And really cool dude. We're gonna try to get him on the show.
Is he the
And
one that
speaking of,
did he do Aliens?
I don't remember. I don't
who did
remember if
Alien?
he did Alien. I think he had done something else.
Somebody he did the board game for Aliens. I met him at
Yeah, he
Dragon
may
Con.
have. Yeah, I think he did.
I think it was Gasca. Yeah.
Robert.
I didn't
Robert
get to meet him. I
Bounce
met
says-
his assistant. He was out. I said, "Hey, would you like to come on? I'd like to get him to come on the show." And like, yeah, he'll come on the show. Give us a call. And then it's one of those things again. Hey, call me.
Right.
And then when you do call them, they never show up. They never return your call.
We have a connection though. I think it's Jim Beard has a connection with him, so
Oh yeah.
we can follow that up. Yeah, we should follow that up. Robert Bounds says I didn't stop to get an autograph from either Graham or Pierpont, but they were among the guests at Chiller Theater in October '98. You know, Rob, the Chiller Theater, man, is really cool convention.
Yeah, Rob, thanks for turning that on to us. That's something we're
man,
kind of interested in.
It is. It's so
When is
cool.
that one again?
It's coming up quick, but they don't do panels like fan panels. They just do the celebrity panels if they do that, and they don't do the real press stuff either. So I mean that doesn't really affect us. We could still do our interviews and stuff.
That doesn't stop us.
So I don't know. Yeah, they could, but it's a matter of time, effort, expense, and we have some of the bigger cons on our radar. But I personally have never been to Chiller, Chris. I definitely would like to do Chiller one day. So it'd be kind of cool to go. But so we have Owen Cotter. Owen Cotter is going to be coming on the show
again.
And we have him set for March 24th.
Yep.
And he's got a hell of a story. His sci fiction. We briefly had him on early on when we first started the show.
Right.
And he went through some trials and tribulations to get back his show and get back all his content. And he just created a new platform. Yeah, he got hijacked. So he's got a really good story, and he goes to cons too. So we're going to have him back on the show. We're going to collaborate with him in the future on some projects. And we have Fran Severn, who is a really big fan fiction author, right? Yeah. And we have Von Babson. Don't we have him down? We had to make a change of date, but he's
21st of March, I think, or the week after 21st of March.
Okay, so week after
it's on our calendar.
Okay, so the 17th, is he on the 17th, Chris? We got to talk about that.
No, we fixed it.
Okay,
I fixed it.
Okay.
So he's moved down 2 weeks.
2 weeks from so you're talking about April though.
That's when he was first time, April. Yeah.
Yeah, so we moved him down to okay, cool. So we
I
have
think
all of that
last week in April.
And guys, we also have some other Hollywood types that we are negotiating. We're trying to get dates down. We're trying to hammer down some dates. We have a Hollywood prop master. And he worked on some big franchise stuff, and he said he would come on. So we won't give it away yet.
CGI artist.
Yes, CGI artist. So we have a bunch of stuff coming up on IFB. So please tune in. And so Rob says April. But they did have panels at the shows I went to in '98.
Yeah.
David Hedison, rest in peace, did a Q&A at the show. Chiller did November. Only VA show they did. Guess who asked most of the questions? Probably you, Rob, which is great.
No way, Rob. I wouldn't think you would have done that.
Yeah. So they do celebrity panels, but they don't do any of the, they don't do like the regular breakout panels that, like when we, that we participate in. So we did put in for some. Right, Chris? We're waiting to hear back from Fan Expo. So we're definitely going to be in DC, guys. So we're reprising Fan Expo in AwesomeCon.
AwesomeCon.
I mean, it's AwesomeCon. Yeah, I stand corrected. It's AwesomeCon. So we're going to be doing that. So hopefully you guys can come out. Yeah, and if you can't, we're going to bring it to you. In the meantime, Chris, what else? I think you were messing around. Did you get a chance to fool around with Lucifer or not?
No, not lately. I was playing around with the ship and remodeling it, so our remodel job took me longer than I thought it was going to take. So
Did you have any other cool mods that you were gonna actually display tonight?
this one of this?
This one, and there was something else. I think
I mean,
wasn't there?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean, let's see if I can find
Like this?
it.
Yeah, you put something up, man. I thought that was
Yeah,
gonna be
I did, yeah, it'll be our guest lower third.
okay.
So,
All right.
but this is
I
our
just
guest
want-
lower third, so you'll see it. Hang on.
Yeah. Ha! That's cool.
And then
That's really cool.
when it goes out, the Viper flies back the other way.
Very cool. Yeah.
I can watch
Whoa.
that all day.
And room. Excellent.
That
Yeah, I
was,
knew that you
that was
made
like
that, so-
half a day worth of work just because I was learning how to do it.
Everything else is easier. So
After you learn how to do it, then you're like, yeah, that was easy.
yeah, I could do a whole bunch of those.
Yep.
The Imperious leader was upset that Triple T is playing around with Lucifer. Yeah,
Oh,
Jeff.
we get lots of
Yes,
Lucifer tonight, by the way.
I
in the
got. I
comic
heard
book-
the complaints too.
In the comic book
Yeah.
and in the chapter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
So
good.
We get
So-
we get all sorts of Lucifer tonight. So just by not seeing
Yeah.
Lucifer tonight, you're not missing anything. I was trying to get his clear dome done this week, but I didn't get to it. That and it's got to stop darn being 70 degrees one day and then 13 degrees practically the
snowing.
next. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
go out there and
look,
spray
guys-
paint something. You can't go out there and spray paint it and then first of all,
Yeah.
can't do it in the rain. And
No, you can't.
Second
You
of
can't
all,
do it
you
in the
can't
snow.
do it when it's cold. So I'm kind of stuck there. And then there's that other
Yes.
thing that gets in the way. It's called work. And you know,
Yeah,
if I
work, man.
if I didn't
Huh.
want to, well, live indoors and eat, that wouldn't be no problem. But I do need to live indoors and eat. So,
And we have
so IFB does not
unconfirmed-
pay enough for me to
Correct.
stop
Not yet.
working on the
Yeah.
prison barge as a guard. So I'll leave here, and the rest of the week I'll be doing the prison barge thing. So
unconfirmed movement on one of the brand new Battlestar Galactica productions.
yeah, we'll see. We've got
Unconfirmed.
we got some inside information,
Yes.
but we're
We
not
have
allowed to put anything out. on it.
real
inside
legit
information.
100% that we will reveal when and if the show goes on, but we have reason to believe
Yep.
that one of the shows is in the works. It's still happening, and it's happening. There's money exchange.
Yes.
There's stuff going on, guys. So there is hope. There is hope, and this is
Doesn't mean it couldn't stop, because look at what happened with
Yeah,
the
DeSanto.
the DeSanto and
Yeah.
Springer
Right.
Singer.
However,
it rhymed. I got it. So
got
yeah,
it,
the
but-
Singer and DeSanto
but-
thing. But any
It is-
movement that gives you kind of that hope a little bit, I'm hoping this is true, that the information we're
Paul
getting
Roeder, Commander Kane, the one and only Paul, who is out
in Las Vegas. I think I got
with
like
his other-
5,000 text messages from those guys. I didn't want to pull myself in the group just because I wanted to stalk.
Oh my God, those guys are having so much fun. Everybody out there knows Paul. He is a staple in the Battlestar Galactica community. He's founded and he's the admin of multiple Galactica fan sites and Facebook groups. Paul, thanks for tuning in and supporting us. And Paul was in Vegas. He usually does, from what I understand, once a year gets together with other colonial warriors, and he had posted a whole bunch of pictures on, doing his thing, and they're all wearing their colonial jackets and having a good time. So one of these days we're going to join them. And he's out on the West Coast. So one of these days, Paul, we will meet up. Although, Chris, didn't you meet him at Dragon Con or something? You met him somewhere, no?
Not that I know of.
I thought you did.
We were
one of
supposed
these
to meet
days,
at
Paul.
we were supposed to meet at AllCon.
Yeah,
But that fell
All-Con,
through.
which didn't. Yeah, that just unfortunately. But yeah. So Paul, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate support. And so there's stuff going on, guys. That's what I want
Lots
to
of
let you
stuff.
know. There is hope, and there is definitely movement. So it's not dead. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully,
we would love to share more information
forward,
with you, but it may cost the other person their job. So
yeah, so we can't. However, Warriors liberated chicken ranches. Okay, Jeff. Yeah, so we can't. Yeah, we can't say more. But I just wanted to let you guys know that there is movement, and it is happening. Something's happening. So it's not dead, right? So all these
No.
people that say that they every so often, Chris, they just kind of regurgitate old stories from
oh my gosh,
Variety, and
over and
they keep
over and over
publishing them.
again.
No,
Yeah,
no. We
we're
have
not.
inside. We're on the inside track. We know something that's going on, and it is legit. So let's keep our fingers crossed, everybody, and hopefully we will get a Battlestar Galactica something, and that's a good thing. So I meant to say it so
I'd
that
die
we
to tell you what I know, but I can't.
not yet.
Like,
We will.
Yeah.
We will. We will. And it's just, you heard it here first. So you guys know that if it goes through, you heard it first, and let's see what happens. So there is something going on. There is movement. Meantime, Chris, we are supposed to be doing.
I like hope to live to see it.
Yes, you will, Lola.
Hopefully, it's not that
100%
far
you
down the
will.
down the.
Yeah, it's
down
not
the
going to be
pipe.
that far. No, I hope we all live to see, and there's no World War III. So anyway,
Nah.
so Chris, let's roll up on the comic book, and you have to do an explanation on it though. You have to explain why it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah. So this week's comic book is Battlestar Galactica: The Enemy Within.
Ooh.
So I thought I didn't really do a lot of research, so that's probably my fault, anyways. But the last we finished was Battlestar Galactica Starbuck, and before that one, the very first in this series was the Maximum Press series was Battlestar Galactica, which turns about to be 25 years into the future. And then we went from that to, what was the second one we went to? It was...
Wasn't it like Apollo's Journey or something?
hang on, that was what we were supposed to be doing this week, but I found out we were in wrong order. Then we went to, Battlestar Galactica, then I think we went to Battlestar Galactica Apollo, or not Apollo, Battlestar Galactica Starbuck, and now it is Battlestar Galactica: The Enemy Within. I thought it was supposed to be Apollo's Journey. I started reading Apollo's Journey, and inside of Apollo's Journey it says, go back and see The Enemy Within, Volume 2. I'm like, oh. Oh, I got these out of order. So I did mention last week, or 2 weeks ago, when we were going to do the comic, that we were going to do Apollo's Journey, and we're not going to do Apollo's Journey. We're going to be doing The Enemy Within, so we stay within the same group. But this one takes place in the same 25-year movement, so you've still got the new interesting manga. Is that manga the right word? Style.
Well, it's a whole different type of artwork.
It's 25 years in the future.
It looks a little bit steampunkish. It reminds me. You know what it reminds me, Chris? How about this? Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
In
what
space.
it more than anything. Yeah, it reminds me of that type of art, like Conan.
It's Conan in space.
Space. Yeah.
Space.
Right. So so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into The Enemy Within, following along. And Chris had said, mentioned to me that the story is really good.
Oh, this one is good. This one's very good.
Yeah.
And
then
it's still the 25-year period, so it's still a little weird. But I'll catch you up. Go ahead.
But and then so this one is in between Apollo's Journey, and you caught it because in Apollo's Journey there's a footnote.
inside these books they always it's really cool. I don't know what most comics I've read don't have references to the original series. So if you go in there and sometimes it'll say something, it says see the information in the back about the original series episode, War of the Gods, and you're like, wow, they linked all this stuff to it. And
cool.
and this series also,
cool.
I was reading through it and it comes up with a little asterisk that says, it's see Apollo's Journey. I'm like, what? So that means I was supposed to read Apollo's Journey before I read this one.
Correct.
So,
hey, by the way, guys, let us know if you like the new setup. Right, we got fleet messages, and everybody, you guys can all, we got your stuff all up, so everybody can, we can all read,
Get a little more
what's
back
being
and
up.
forth and see each other's
Yeah.
stuff.
So I think that's pretty cool. Let us know if you like it. I think it's really cool, and Chris worked really hard on trying to get this all together, and updating it for the new
Branding
year. We got
colors
the new setup.
or
Yeah,
blue, purple, and pink.
yeah, or fuchsia,
Our
or whatever.
branding,
Yeah,
our branding colors. So
yeah, it's really cool. So I just want to I hope you guys enjoy it as well, and if you do, please let us know, because it's always nice to hear the good things. Usually you hear a lot of the the bad things, but when Chris, I know, worked really hard on it. So if you guys enjoying this, please let him know. It'd be kind of cool to hear that you like it as much as I do. So Chris, without further ado, let's hit that comic book, man.
Yes.
The Maximum Press, Battlestar Galactica.
Uno momento, por favore.
All right, let her roll, man. Okay, cool. So guys, listen, we got a lot of stuff for you, and we appreciate you all coming on and hanging with us. And Colin, I like it. Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. And we got a whole bunch of great things in store, and the cons are coming up. Of course, Chris is going to be going to Dragon Con, and so that's a good thing, right? So he'll be down there, and he'll be bringing back some really cool videos. So if any of you are going to Dragon Con, let us know. And it'd be kind of cool. You'll meet up with Chris for pictures and stuff. And Awesome Con, we're waiting for confirmation. We put in for a panel. If anybody's going to that, please let us know. Winter Con in New York City. So if anybody is going to Winter Con, hey, I'm going with John 1. I'll let you know what day, because it's over a weekend. So I'll let you know what day we can meet up and take some pictures and, hang out and meet in person. It'd be very, very cool if any of you are going to be going to that. Of course, New York Comic Con, we will be there. Again, anybody gets to go to New York Comic Con, please let us know. And then in the meanwhile, one of the focuses is trying to get to Chicago. We're trying to work that out and work out Florida. Trying to see if we can, work in Florida and Chicago. And I think, guys, that's probably going to round out the rest of the year for conventions. So, we're hitting some of those big ones. We're going to do a couple of the smaller ones. So that's kind of like, the two ends of the spectrum. We're going to do the big ones, and we're going to do the small ones. And, so that's where we're at. Everybody, yay, Florida. That's right, Lola. We're working. We're trying. We're going to try to get there one way or the other. Mediocre Modeler, don't forget to go over and check out his stuff. He's got some really, really cool videos, and he's always making things. And last I saw, he's working on Warehouse 13. Mediocre, I'm not sure where you're at now with that. I think I probably missed one of your videos, so I'm going to try to catch up on that. So if you're on, give us a heads up. So guys, don't forget to go check out Mediocre is on Facebook and YouTube. And here we go. All right, Chris has got the comic book up, Enemy Within, and he loves doing this, and he does a great job. So
Test.
Yep, can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
So this is The Enemy Within, number 1. And this follows on from the other series that was 25 years. So if kind of remember the other series, it was 25 years, and Apollo is taking over the Galactica at that point, and then
Yes. And why is that?
Because his father was diagnosed with a horrible disease, and he was dying, so they put him in stasis. And in the end, they pull him out of stasis, and they find Earth, which I think the first magazine, somebody made the comment, really, dinosaurs? But yeah, they had dinosaurs on the Earth, and they it went from there, and they got some drives, and so at the end of that series, it was they found this pyramid thing, and they found Adam and Eve
In stasis.
and it was the 13th tribe, Adam and Eve. So that was
Yes.
kind of where that one kind of left off, and I think it'll kind of read out the story so far. Oh boy. After taking command of the Galactica from his father, Commander Apollo evaded the Cylons for years with help of the temporal overdrive. Temporal.
Temporal.
Temporal. Yeah. I wasn't homeschooled, but I think I might have been. A warp system. Yeah, a warp system by the angelic seraphs. Barely escaping the Cylons, the Galactica and her fleet made a final leap to the planet Earth. On Earth, Colonel Boomer, Captain Starbuck, and Lieutenant Box. Love those names. Discovered an enormous pyramid object. Before they could investigation, they were attacked by a carnivorous dinosaur. Not just a dinosaur. It was a carnivorous dinosaur because they couldn't have been attacked by a brontosaurus.
No.
He would have just gummed them to death.
Yes.
But they conclude their investigations. They were attacked by a carnivorous dinosaur. Meanwhile, Baltar is confronted by the powerful Count Iblis, which I really love that episode, or that part of the book. It was really good. After fighting off an attack from the Seraphs, Iblis promised to lead Baltar and the Cylons to Earth. Simultaneously, the Council of the 12, the ruling government of the Galactica, like we didn't know that, determined that it was time to fulfill the instructions left by Commander Adama in his last command, which was entitled one of the comics. Apollo protested, the council voted against him, and Commander Adama was released from stasis, where he had been held lifeless for 15 yarns. Following his release, Adama, Apollo, Starbuck, and Boxy, not Lieutenant Box this time, explored the pyramid on Earth. While there was occurring, Count Iblis abducted Sheba, which is another great part of that comic. Took her back to the planet where colonials first discovered Iblis 20 yarns ago. There, Sheba saw the lifeless body of her father, Commander Kane. Inside the wreckage on the Earth, Adama successfully penetrated the sacred chamber in the pyramid and opened the two sarcophagi.
Yes.
Inside were a man and a woman, identified as Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve told Adama that after being attacked by the malevolent entity in space, the 13th tribe scattered. Meanwhile, in space, Baltar and his fleet of Cylon ships, dun dun dun. You can always hear that sound every time I think Cylon ships. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. So Cylon ship arrived, attacked the Galactica. Count Iblis, having infected Sheba's soul, convinced her of Apollo's treachery, as she confronted Apollo to the hangar bay. During the struggle, the weapon discharges, and Apollo was killed. It was amazing. Finally. But, of course, on board the Seraph ship, Apollo convinced them to return him to the fleet, and miraculously, of course, he appeared on the bridge of the Galactica. As the Galactica faced certain destruction, that Battlestar Pegasus and the Commander Kane, like, what else is new, arrived and helped destroy two of the Cylon base ships. Baltar, who fled after the killing of Adama, rejoined his base ship and evaded this. So far, Adama's dead, and now we're kind of caught up to where we're at. So now we are back on the planet Earth, and it starts out with Apollo, just kind of thinking about his father and everything else. And, of course, Sheba shows up, and this is a steamy Sheba scene.
Oh, boy.
So, pretty steamy. Not steamy for comics. I mean, come on. But so
cool.
Sheba's, she's like, don't feel bad kind of deal. Just kind of zip through these, but by the way, great pictures. I mean, we're talking...
Well, they kind of made her look like Cassiopeia, though.
Yeah, they did.
She's a brunette.
Yeah, the blonde. Yeah. I wish they would have kept her brunette.
Yeah.
But, he's died. I'm sorry for shooting you.
Oh, God.
Sorry I killed you. And
sorry.
then, then it switches scenes, and it's off to, and this is a really cool picture.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
This is really nice. It's nice. This would be a nice one to have if I had capability of buying one of these.
Oh, yeah. These are not affordable.
Yeah. So this is, the Viper, and it's Commander Kane, and this is a training Viper. If you look, there's actually 2 seats there.
Oh, look at that. Very cool.
So his namesake, Kane, which was named after Commander Kane, That's the daughter. I mean, the son, and they, Apollo's son, and they named him Commander Kane. So the real Commander Kane is being the reckless individual that he always is. He is a danger to himself and others.
Negative.
So, the boys in the back seat and Kane's in the front seat, and Kane's like, yeah, I was doing this stuff before you were born, and don't worry about this, and we can, so Kane's being reckless and driving through all these asteroids and everything else, and come close to everything, and like, hey, we're getting a blip. I don't know what that is. And say, hey, we need to go back and warn the fleet, which is unusual, because more likely Commander Kane would have just gone and find out what it was anyways. But in this case, they actually go back and warn the fleet that there is a blip out there. We need to go check it out. It doesn't, but there wasn't Cylon. They can't, it doesn't come up with anything on the thing, so they want to go check it out. So Commander Kane, what does he do? He says, I'm going to go check it out.
Excellent.
So he takes his Battlestar and leaves, and forces the Galactica to come along. So they're like, so they left the fleet there with the Earth because they had the big pyramid there that actually has a really big gun on it.
Perfect. Blow up the Cylons.
Protect it. So now they can go check this thing out. So both Battlestars show up to check this thing out, and it's a weird ship.
Oh boy.
And
what is that?
They don't know what's inside of it. They're getting some weird life form readings, and they got to go check it out. So they get a shuttle, and they shuttle over to it, and they go inside. And inside, so if you remember, their other son, what's his name? It's Starbuck's son. It's Starbuck's son.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
I'm thinking of the book.
Yeah, this is Starbuck's son, and Starbuck's son is more of a. You remember Stargate, the scientist on Stargate, who does all the knew all the weird stuff.
Yeah,
that's Starbuck's son.
Oh, he's like Dr. Z.
Yeah. So no, I don't think he's Dr. Z. It's Stargate, not Battles, not 1980. So
threw you for a loop.
Yeah, so he finds this weird thing and says, this looks like a medical chamber. And he pulls on the medical chamber, and he says, I hope there's no dead bodies in there. And, of course, what do you think there's inside of them? It's not dead bodies, but decomposing bodies, which are really kind of a cool drawing, actually. Looks like, so they were in stasis, but the stasis chambers failed.
Oh, boy. Can you tell if they're human?
So, yep, they look human. But there's one stasis chamber.
Oh God!
It looks like a real human.
It
looks like a Native American.
First Nation. Yeah.
Is that okay? Can we say Native American? Is that right? I don't know.
It's First Nation.
What's First Nation? I never heard that one.
Okay.
Anyways, so they got this thing in there. It's like, he's dying. We got to get him out. He's not decomposing yet, so we need to get him out. Love the doctor suits here. I mean, really. All this other stuff is pretty sexy looking, but these doctor suits, they're a little plain.
Oh, boy. It looks like Jolly on the...
Yeah, it looks like Jolly on the right-hand side. And we actually get to talk about Jolly tonight on the other thing, too.
Yeah.
So, but, it's like Athena, they say, okay, we'll let him out. They pull this guy out, and they're like, the doctor here, who's really a buff doctor, by the way.
Why, you have something against people working out?
No, I mean, he's like buff. Yeah, so
and his
biofunctions are normal.
120 to 200 years of age.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that tonight, too. So they pop him out, and they're like, this guy, they take the mask off of him, and he almost suddenly comes to life, which is unusual. They're kind of shocked at it. And he says his name is Ares.
Uh-oh.
By the way, what's Ares mean? What's Ares god of?
Ares is the god of war.
That's god of war,
isn't he?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
That's
what the Ares is. So they're like, so they meet up with the council. He tells them the story about how he got stuck in there and how he was part of the surviving thing, and he's surprised that anybody can speak his language. And he says, you guys must be part of the 13th tribe that I've been looking for. So he's been floating around for a really long period of time. And so he kind of wins over, he makes enough explanations to make it a valid point. But meanwhile, while he's making a valid point, Adam and Eve are getting this weird feeling. Nothing they can put their finger on, but they're getting a weird feeling about this. And he says, "I'm not certain, Eve. The story makes sense, but something about him troubles me." So that's kind of where it says. So, but anyways, he's making inroads with President Ty and everybody else, and he's kind of touring the ship. And that's this is the temporal drive that took him there, and they've been studying that. And he tells Ares about it, and then one of my favorite shots there.
Looks like Athena.
Yep, it is. So Athena's like, I kind of like this guy. No, Athena, save yourself for Tipsy.
Oh,
anyways,
boy.
He kisses her. I can't believe that. I'm gonna have to kill that guy now.
What the heck?
So he kisses her hand, actually. So it's close.
Hey,
enough.
but wait a minute. Who's that guy by your thumb?
Hang on, we're gonna get there. So he's like, hey, it says, Apollo would like you to come and join us for dinner. And he's like, oh, how could I turn that down? For such a lovely woman. Kisses her hand and says, until tonight, Athena. Then he picks up a communicator and says, this is Ares, phase 1 complete. I have infiltrated the Galactica. And we have Lucifer on the other end. Then proceed with the Omega protocols. As well, we'll be waiting for your signal by your command.
What
So
is going on?
So here we got Lucifer and Baltar. Buff Baltar, by the way. This is
Yes.
Everything is happening just as you predicted. They have greeted Ares with open arms. Says, yes, we captured that old ship and we put that guy in there. And especially when they have to believe it especially when their brother arrives in an ancient ship. And he says, so this is this is my plan, Ooh. So he's like, well, what about Kane? And they talk to us as well. We're going to take out the Galactica first, and then we'll surprise Kane. He says, and once the Galactica is destroyed, it says, in the confusion following the destruction, we'll unleash our little surprise against the Pegasus. And the surprise is, dum dum dum. Hang on.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look at that.
Oh no! New
Says,
ships,
imagine,
new Cylons.
Imagine the look of the Kane's face when an entire Cylon attack phalanx comes to pay tribute to the living legend.
Oh boy, those are new ships too.
Yeah, and the troopers there, the raiders or the Centurions look a little different too.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. Okay.
And then to be continued. So that's kind of the.
Wow. Very cool, man.
Yep.
All right.
And they're advertising for Starbucks, which we've already seen. So pretty
Very
good.
cool.
It's a pretty good one. I mean, even though a lot of people don't like the 25-year manga kind of looking thing.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian.
I think the
style.
storyline's kind of neat. It does
Yeah,
move a
they're
little
all, like,
fast, but it is a
muscle
comic,
bound.
so it's going to move fast.
Yeah.
So, and
All
that
right, well-
is anything else? Anybody have any questions out there? We'll
Yeah.
from there.
Bring them up.
move
And
over.
then Royd's Boltar. That's right. He's like, everybody in this is like Conan the Barbarian. Everybody. That's what it was. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, no. And that's why I never picked it up when it was out on the stands. But however, great stories. You got to look, beyond that. I was blinded by, how Arnold Schwarzenegger like these characters were, and it kind of kept me from enjoying the comic book. And I'm glad we're doing it now. And I know a lot of you guys that actually read this stuff when it first came out, so it's cool. So now when Chris gets into place, we're going to talk about the Epic Odyssey Reborn, right? Battlestar Galactica Armageddon by Richard Hatch and co-author Christopher Golden.
Gotta reach
and
out to
Chris
see if we can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Not Richard
And-
Hatch, Christopher Golden. Sorry.
There were no seances. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that printed? Which Carl, the comic book,
comic
Chris?
book?
Can you
Good
can you
question.
just check that?
Yeah.
And I will tell you, for the record, the book as well is important. I think so the book,
November
originally
1995.
and this is 1997. So that's going on with that. So that's cool. And the comic, we gave you both.
November 95. Yep.
All right, and then the book came after. So Chris, we're on chapter 3.
Yes,
right? This is
it's a big
now
chapter, by the way.
Chapter 3 of Battlestar Galactica Armageddon by Richard Hatch, and it's a good read.
Very good read. I like this chapter.
Oh, I like so far so good. I mean, the book itself is good. So
there's a lot of information in this chapter.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Have the series
backstory
of
type
hardbacks.
information.
Yeah, Carl, do you remember them though?
What's that?
So, I mean, unfortunately, some of the side notes on the series, the Richard Hatch series, is that the quality control kind of fell off a little bit. But we're interested in the actual story itself.
The story,
and
what was a vision of a story?
Yeah, Lola says great book. Yeah, so far so good. So it's good stuff. And so Chris, let's jump right into all right. So chapter 3. Yeah. So we know that chapter 1, possibility that Starbuck was killed and on a recon patrol.
Yay!
And then
chapter
we
2,
also chapter
2. This
Adama
book was
dies.
getting better and better by the moment.
Oh boy, you Cylon crazy, man. So we open up on 3 is on the base star, and the base star is
dun. I need to get that sound.
Yes.
I didn't think that sound effect.
That'd be kind of cool. So the base star is actually hidden near the planet like I think it's called Ochoa, and
where Starbuck
believe it or not,
killed.
Baltar is in this. Lucifer's in this. It's great, right? So the opening right off the bat, we find out that Baltar is relieved of command by one of Chris's favorite characters, Lucifer relieves Baltar.
Well, it was the Imperious leader's orders.
Yes, and Baltar loses his top. Right? He just goes bananas, and then realizes that his only role alive is to be a consultant to.
He's upset. He's like, but he kind of is relieved that they didn't kill him.
Yes,
have a kill order.
He's relieved he didn't get executed.
Yeah, so that was now
bad.
he is
bad, Baltar.
Now he is Lucifer's lackey. Now he reports to Lucifer, and Lucifer's kind of the snide. You read some of the, it's to me, and I can read some of the things in here. It says, by your command, Lucifer replied. I can hear that in Lucifer's voice.
Yeah, Jonathan Harris, man, awesome. Yep.
Yeah, so Lucifer went to the chamber door and slid it open to reveal 3 Cylon guards, 2 silver and 1 gold centurions. Their entire bodies were plated with armor. So we're getting an idea that he said bodies were plated with armor. So we're thinking, so far, the way this looks like, it is the reptilian race Cylons that we had before. But he did say that the warrior caste is not too intelligent. They're good cannon fodder.
Nice.
They're good cannon fodder
nice.
kind of deal.
They are.
So by orders of the Imperious leader, the Centurion
challenged.
captain said in electronic monotone, the human known as Baltar is to be removed from command of this base star effective immediately.
Oof. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Slap in the face.
Yep. So that's kind of where this part is. Baltar gets upset, and then he's kind of relieved that he's not there.
Yeah.
But Lucifer is like, takes the throne. He says,
Yeah.
And Baltar's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. He says, you're not going to do this willingly? He said, we'll have to restrain you and blah, blah, blah. He says, wait a minute. Okay. We're good. I got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were going to restrain him. That's right. He was like, well, the Imperious leader said this.
It's the Imperious leader. I mean, are you going to go against what the Imperious leader says?
No, you're not. You're not.
But Lucifer taking over the base star, I can see it.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
pretty cool.
it talks about the positronic brain of Lucifer, Cybertronic. I'm sorry, the Cybertronic brain. So that's Cybertronic. We're talking. So it's a living piece. And then he finally gets settled in his chair, and then we switch over to the reception for the death of Commander Adama.
Yes, which is on one of the officer clubs. There's multiple on the Galactica, and they introduce a new breed of colonial.
Before that,
what?
Before that, I missed something. I need to read this.
What'd you miss? What?
So it starts out. Let me get right. I want to read this. So a homicide. At the ends.
Go to Solo, man. Go to Solo.
Go to Solo.
Go to Solo.
I don't have a Han Solo here. Han Solo is not here.
There you go. That's it.
So it says a lone figure strolled into contemplation along the garden path, a public area aboard the food cultivation vessel Argo 3. I like the name food. What is it? Food cultivation. I want to say conservation. Food cultivation vessel Argo 3. It says the drone of the ship showered stellar light down upon the solitary stroller. Lost in thought, mind occupied with weighty concerns, the walker started to startled at the sound of a voice. Your life need not trouble you any longer.
Ooh.
The low, insinuating voice promised in a whisper, accompanied by a sound of laughter and a spectacle that took place without notice aboard, and an unnatural flame erupted spontaneously, and the human life ended in a silent blaze of murder. Oh. And that's the only thing you get in this whole chapter about what that is. Drives you insane. You're like,
which is cool.
Stop. Wait, come on.
Cool.
So you heard it first here on IFB. There's been a murder.
That's right. Excellent.
And a murder.
So there's been a murder.
But that's the only. It's like one little paragraph there in the middle of this thing, and you're like,
yeah. And nobody knows it, so that we don't know when they're going to investigate it, because we just don't know, man.
Yeah,
which is cool. So we
and
go
then it switches over to the reception.
To the reception. So we go to the officers' club, and the striking thing about this is that, in my opinion, they talk about the new breed of colonial warriors, because they've been out in space now for like almost 2 decades, right? Or slightly more, and so a lot of these kids, there's like teenagers, late teenagers, that have been actually training to be colonial warriors, and they're starting to graduate, and they're starting to, they're the new breed, right? These are the new kids, and this is where we meet Troy, aka Boxy, and Dalton, which is the daughter, Starbuck's daughter, that he had with Cassiopeia. So
and that sounds like Dalton sounds like a good name for a daughter from Starbucks. Actually, I think that's a really good name, and kind of a rebellious name, which is what she is.
A little bit, and she's the youngest graduate, 17. So Troy's like, oh boy, right? So he had the record until she graduated, and she's always got all of her other fellow pilots. Viper pilots that are all with her and stuff like that, hanging out. But she's actually a graduate, so she's a lieutenant. And at this event, we find out that there is Major Boomer, Captain Jolly, and Major Sheba also present at the officers' club, and
they're having a good time thinking about what it was like with Adama.
Yes, and. So
but the funny thing is it mentions that this is military reception 50 Centauris after the funeral.
Yes.
So
and if we go to the glossary in the book, right? We can look up what they mean, what Centauris are to them, equivalent to nearly 1 minute or 100 microns.
Right. But they say it's a long time. 50 Centauri after the funeral. Rearmost says it was a very long time. Yeah.
It's not really that long. Very long time. It's like less than an hour. by our standards. Maybe their standards is a long time.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
you really go by
Anyway.
their minutes, that's
Yeah.
1.71 minutes for every minute. It's never mind. We'll go.
So
We'll
it's
go
a
there.
couple hours later.
We get really get technical on this stuff, but we won't do that.
Yeah, nah. So when they wrap up, Chris, when they wrap up the officers club, there is a really, really good now scene on the bridge. So is there anything else you want to bring up at the officers club? Because we go to the bridge, man. The bridge is there's some good stuff going on.
At the officers club, so there's a little bit of attraction between Troy and Dalton. Dalton being 17, Troy has to keep reminding himself that she's 17.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
used to take care of her when he was younger
Yep.
and
Babysit.
things like that. So we're talking. They're getting close. He has to, rein himself in,
Well,
kind of deal.
Yeah.
What?
Sort of.
Yeah,
Right?
he reins himself in.
Yeah.
But she's like, he's like, oh, she's talking to him. He feels her. They're so close. He feels her breath on his face, and he's like, I need to get away. I need to go away.
What the heck, man?
Jailbait.
Yeah. He's gonna get himself arrested.
Yep.
That's
So
what's gonna happen to him.
but she's a full-fledged warrior now, so it's okay,
Well,
right?
Well, okay.
But so there's a really through this whole thing is a really interesting if work between the two and how they're close in more than one way, kind of a stepdaughter-ish type thing, I guess, kind of deal.
Weird. Yeah.
So
They're not really related. They mentioned that. So
right.
bring
They're
that
not
up.
related, but
not related by
they,
blood.
They
so,
kind of grew up
yeah.
together, type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So, and that's
So-
where then we go to my favorite person. So, go to the
we
bridge.
go to the bridge. We're
Yep.
on the bridge, man.
Yep.
Oh boy, dude, the bridge. So on the bridge, Athena, and she's she's thinking out how her brother is acting commander and whether or not she has some, she wants to be noticed, and she's wondering why do they overlook her? What's the deal? Like, she's qualified, and now her brother automatically steps in,
Yeah.
or what, so she's pissed, and I
Well,
guess
she's not-
rightfully so.
I don't think she's upset. She's
She's
kind of
bothered. She's
disappointed.
definitely
She's bothered by it.
She's
It's
bothered
like,
by this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, you didn't pick me, but you didn't even come to me and ask me what
Yeah.
I think or
Yeah.
what I felt,
Yeah,
or
what's up with that?
Yeah. Excuse me. So that kind of, there's a little bit of a tension there. So she's kind of lost in thought at this point, and they're like, oh,
Right.
and then we get go ahead.
We find out that there's a mention of Ty, and that a lot of the bridge crew retired with Ty,
Right.
and we then get introduced to what I believe is going to be the new heavy, and he is like the new Count Sire Yuri, and his name is Puck, Ambassador Puck.
And
So
I
he
couldn't
kept the
help it when
title
I read it.
ambassador.
I put an F in there.
Yes.
Just because he's a
Yeah. God. Beep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he's making demands, and obviously this guy has history. So the title, which they mentioned, he was an actual ambassador back in the colonies. So the guy's definitely an older guy, and he's I think he's crotchety, he's got his own agenda. He calls up on the bridge and he's looking for Ty, and Athena's like, I don't know where the president of the council is. I don't monitor him.
I don't
He's no
keep
longer
track of council members.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
he's not a military officer. I don't know. So then, more interesting than that, though. So that's definitely going to be in play. That's coming back.
Yeah.
Is the
They
fact
put him
that
there for a reason,
Cassiopeia-
so he's got to have something.
Oh
coming
yeah.
back.
So Cassiopeia shows up, and this
Yeah, this is
super
interesting.
Super interesting.
But it gives you a little more background on the Cassie deal,
Yes.
where
Paige.
Cassie and Starbuck had a baby together.
Yeah.
They never got sealed.
Yeah. Right.
She left Starbuck and got sealed to another person, and then got unsealed from that. So she's been through 2 divorces.
Yep. Doesn't make her a bad person.
Cassie's been through 2 divorces now. And then, of course, Starbuck had gotten with Athena after that. And Athena dumped him. And then now he's dead.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
What?
We'll see. We shall see, my friend.
Did we miss
Shall
that?
see.
It's in here. It's
because
in this chapter.
In this chapter,
Yeah,
there is mention that there is a surviving.
Yeah, so I'll
pilot.
jump back. Yeah, Lucifer says, "Bring me the survivor from the planet name I can't remember."
Yeah. We don't know who it is.
Which is oh, come on, give me a break. It's
gonna be Starbuck.
It's gonna be Starbuck. It's
gonna be Starbuck.
Bring me this. Bring me the survivor, the prisoner. That's before. That's after Baltar and Lucifer Lucifer takes over Baltar. We did miss that part. I'm sorry, but yeah, he says, "Bring me the prisoner," and then that kind of leaves it at that. So we know it's Starbuck. Give me a break. Certainly not Cadet Cree. I mean, do you even know who that is?
I do.
Okay.
So I actually have his autograph. But anyway,
I got his album.
Really? No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
His album?
Oh, wow.
Numerous albums.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Working Class Dog, baby.
All right. So, so they have a discussion. The two of them have a discussion, and you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going, except that what happens is it becomes like a. So Cassiopeia, Athena's still a little prickly about what's going on. Cassiopeia starts, she's discussing and kind of like controlling this conversation, and it's really, I think, for our benefit, right? So she explains a lot of, the traditions of the various colonies and the survivors and why they are who they are, which is really a lead up, right? So she says, just as an example here, she says, Gemins, the people of Gemini, were arguably the most attractive of the colonials. The air was a bit thinner, the sun a bit brighter. Athena didn't know if that accounted for their almost ethereal appearance, but she supposed it must be in some way, or something in the water. They were taller, thinner, with an exotically tinged skin color, almost like Kirasolis candy, she'd always thought. But the Gemin matriarchs she'd never heard of. And Cassie explains what that is, which is, pivotal here. This is a real important moment in the chapter, and it ends on this, Chris. Mm-hmm. And it's about the fact that Cassie says, you probably know that unlike the rest of the colonies, Gemini had an unstable gender relationship among its peoples. Before the Cylons destroyed it, Gemini was patriarchal. The Gemin matriarchs believe that women are far more capable than men and are pursuing that philosophy within the fleet.
So what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I didn't see it coming
until
the very end.
Yeah. So,
and Cassie says, the Gemin matriarchs are prepared to back your bid as a candidate for commander, and I'm planning to nominate you.
And
dun, dun, dun.
Even Athena says, I didn't expect that.
That's
especially
right.
from her. I mean,
yeah. So very cool, and that's basically that's how it ends. The chapter ends on that. So guys, it's good. It's
there's some internal conflict going on.
Chapter 3, yeah.
Yep. Right? Some internal conflict going on. We'll see how it goes, and maybe a certain individual survive. Starbuck survive. Maybe
we'll
maybe
find
he can
out.
Maybe he can break away. Maybe he'll escape. Maybe something will happen there.
No.
All I know is he just better stay the heck away from Athena.
Oh boy, here we go. It's a little jealousy again. Well, guys, we did what we promised, right? Which is our typical show.
Yep.
And we had our toast, which we opened with, and we had Tiny Bean Tara giving us all the background, the scoop. We talked a little bit about the shows and stuff, and what's out there, which is really cool. and we had some feedback. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Lola says, my opinion, Big Brother should be commander. Okay. All right. I don't disagree with that at all, but I'll tell you that Tipsy Toaster believes it should be Athena, so that's okay.
There's a lot of people who were bidding for the thing. And I think they even mentioned in the back of the book that or in that back of that chapter that, there's a lot of people who don't want, including fleet members who didn't want Apollo to be part of that because I think he was the best pilot that they've got now. That
now
that's
that
what
Starbuck's
Dalton
missing.
says to Troy, or he's like, now that Starbuck's dead, kind of deal. Apollo's the best pilot we have. So that's kind of rude, but the way she said it, I guess he's like, oh yeah, he blows it off. But
Lola says, Toaster for Athena, Lola for Apollo. Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah, it works. So, guys, listen, thank you very, very much.
Don't take a bath with the toaster.
Yeah, don't do that. Thanks for watching us live, all you guys that stuck around and we discussed the book, and it's very cool. Enjoyed our new fleet message layout. I hope you guys thought that was cool. I personally like it. And we'll be seeing you again next Thursday, right, Chris?
Yep.
And
we'll come back into it'll
tuned.
be broadcast time again next Thursday. So it always takes us a week to prepare for the next class. So or the next class. Yeah, got back to what I'm doing in the real world.
You're just you're just losing it, man.
Yeah.
So yes, good night, but thank you for tuning in. We love having you on board. Keep clicking the thumbs up, and don't forget to tell your friends about our show. If you want to contact us, our email is info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe, be awesome, everyone, and see you at the next show. Keep the faith, and remember, from us to you guys, fans fuel the fleet. Chris, last words?
Be well, be safe, and here's to you. You guys fuel the fleet. We'll see you next week.